Hey guys, I'm here to talk to you today a little bit about flexibility versus mobility and stability. We're going to be using the low lunge kind of into our half splits to figure out some different activation techniques as well as some flexibility techniques. So to start, come to downward facing dog, please. So with your knees bent, find your downward dog. On your next inhale, bring your right foot high to the sky. You're going to leave your pinky toes to face the floor. From here, square through your hips, hug your knee into your nose. You're actually going to drive your thigh up and into your chest. Try and make contact there. So instead of just bringing your knee to your nose, kind of reach it up and in, and then slowly step your foot between your hands. It's a heel to toe. Feel the compression in your hip flexor. Before you come up, let your back knee be stacked underneath your hips, and your right ankle is going to be stacked underneath your right knee. From here, a little bit of a posterior pelvic tilt. Find some activation in your left glute. And then when you're ready, your arms come up overhead. Feel the stretch. If it feels okay and you want to come forward, start to lean forward just a little bit. Again, keeping the left glute activated and keeping a little bit of a posterior tilt so you can feel the hip flexor release on the left side. So this is bringing in some activation to cause a release. This is called reciprocal inhibition. Take a big breath in as you look up, reach up. And on your exhale, you're going to sit back for the splits, half splits rather. So from here, normally we will just kind of drop down, let our back round. I want to challenge you to keep your back flat and maybe a little bit of an arch. This is your lumbar curve, your lordotic curve, a little bit of an arch in your low back by bringing a little bit of an anterior pelvic tilt. So the posterior pelvic tilt would look like the back rounding. An anterior pelvic tilt would look like a little bit of an arch, maybe more of a flat spine. If you need to bring blocks or books underneath your hands, you're welcome there. Keeping your right toe pulled up and into your face, you're going to drive your right heel into the floor. Feel your hamstrings get activated there. So we're bringing in some activation to work on some mobility. And then keep trying to arch your back, shoot your booty towards the back side of your mat. And if it feels okay, and if you can, without arching too much, I want you to try and lift your heel up off the floor. So this is using the hip flexor. Find a little bit more mobility in our hips in a compressed position. So you're going to lift your foot up off the floor, let it fall to the ground. Maybe you can sink a little deeper. Lift your foot up off the floor, let it sink to the ground, and then maybe you want to find some flexibility. You can walk your hands forward, let your back round, and feel the stretch. So bring in some awareness, bring in some muscle activation, and then maybe you let everything relax. Dive into the posture, let the muscles relax just a little bit, so then you can feel the really big stretch and work on the flexibility.